Tracy, I saw a story that had a list of top trends that are being expected for 2022.
In homes.
In homes. Well, and just in real estate in general, not in homes. I'm not talking about like design trends. No. I'm just talking about the real estate world. The whole world. And so there's a list here, as well as I threw a couple other in here that I thought were pretty interesting. But first off, the trend is values, home values. Everybody is expecting it. I say everybody, I should rephrase that. Most of the experts that are, look at this stuff every day in the real estate world, project that home prices will continue to rise across the country next year.
And our regular listeners will know all the reasons why.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? They know because interest rates are predicted to go up some. We know that we're not expecting a lot more homes on the market, and there's a lot of buyers still waiting for homes. There are not a lot of houses in foreclosure about to hit the market.
Yep.
And even if 2 million across the United States came on the market, it wouldn't make it unhealthy.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
So for all those reasons, home prices will continue to rise.
Yeah. The one projection is that the rate of appreciation will slow a little bit, which we need, because really this double-digit annual price appreciation is just not healthy. It's not. And along with that, just to as part of that, as home prices go up, rents are expected to continue to go up as well.
Right. And speaking of rents, Audrina Sweet from our team was featured this week. She manages an apartment complex in addition to doing residential real estate, and she got featured on the news this week on TV, and it was awesome to see that. So.
Yeah. No, it was. It's interesting because KRQE did that story about, the rents going up. And, we actually did that story last week on the radio show. So I don't know if you're KRQE and listening, get your radio topics here, or get your
TV topics.
Your TV topics here on the radio.
Some other trends for 2022?
Yeah, some other trends is just tech adoption. But I think we all realize that that's everywhere. That there's just going to be more and more tech in everything we do. Just so people understand, in the real estate world, I think a lot of people know about the virtual tours and different ways to view homes and the way homes are marketed and shown, right, Tracy?
Right.
That's pretty popular. Other stuff that's coming into real estate much stronger now is artificial intelligence, things like reading, being able to actually read or look at photos of homes for sale and glean some data from that'll help home buyers. So there's a lot going on there.
We talked about this a few years ago, Tego, and it's so much more possible now, and that's where the computers are reading the photos that you're lingering on the most. So when you're doing home searching online and you're looking at pictures, and there's the artificial intelligence says, wow, you've looked at this house 4 times. I'm going to find you other houses with photos similar, so that maybe the color palette or the kitchen or whatever is similar, is what pops in front of you.
It's all spooky stuff, and I'm sure people are cringing out there listening to this. And but it's here, and it's happening, and we know that those home search websites use different types of technology to do that, to help serve you up homes that maybe, appeal to you.
Right. It's that whole, they're following you. This is off topic, but I had read an article this week about Apple, and they're developing the EV car, the electric vehicle, and it's autonomous, pilot, no driverless. And it was crazy to me that it said that within 5 years they plan to have this vehicle on the road. And it said that there will not be a steering wheel, gas pedal, brake pedal, and that the seats will face each other. You won't even be looking out the front. And I'm like, I don't think so. But, think about how far we've come in just 2 years since the pandemic hit, how much we've all embraced things, and things have changed much more quickly than we ever thought possible. Anyway, off topic.
That is true. And speaking of tech, let me just make one story here, or tell a story. Is in New Mexico, notarizing, Tracy. You're a certified,
I'm a notary public.
Notary public, right? And in New Mexico, starting at the beginning of 2022, you will be able to do electronic notarizing of documents.
Right, e-signing.
So e-signing, but actually notarize. I mean, we've had e-signing.
E-notarizing.
Yeah.
Which is great. I've been watching the Secretary of State's website, and you have to go back through training and get a new notary stamp to be able to do all that. And right now, I haven't been able to find that it's even available yet for me to get trained on and get my new credentials for it. But I'm watching for it because, boy, that has been so handy for us in other states and with some of our clients when they've needed to sign, and they allow e-notary in those states. And that notary's online. They look at your ID online. They're with you. They tell you where to sign.
We've personally done some of that, Tracy, and to me it seemed like it was almost more secure than in many ways. So anyway, that's coming. Again, back we're talking about trends in real estate for 2022, and one of the things that's coming to New Mexico is
e-notary.
E-notary.
So one other thing, Tego, that I'm thinking is 2022 is the work from home is not going away.
No. It appears, all the surveys, all the stuff, like the companies that do recruiting online, like, ZipRecruiter and
Indeed
and
Wise
all
Hire.
of the Wise Hire. Yeah, all those, they, do tons of surveys, and they're looking at, what the application or what the what employers job requirements are. And one of the things is, work from home has gone up quite a bit, and it's going to be it's here to stay, basically.
Of course, there's lots of service jobs that you can't work from home.
Of course.
And a lot of businesses where you can. It's interesting because we were talking with someone who is interviewing right now, and it's a type of position that can be done from home, and a major corporation was saying, no, we want you in office. So there may be some companies where they're saying, nope, we do want you coming in office, or at least in area, because right now we know there's a lot of people who are on teams where their teammates are all over the world now, and they don't have to move for a job. But I think, maybe some will still require you to move so you can have those occasional in-person meetings, but not every day.
Well, and just one last thing on the work from home thing, that has driven a lot in the housing market, and people needing to get a different home so that they could have a home office or a place to work from. And, there's these auxiliary dwelling units that you can buy, so you can have like an office in your backyard. It's like a little tiny house office.
Right.
And so there's a lot of that stuff going on, and it looks like that trend's going to continue.
Off topic again, we were on a Google Meets with a really high-level executive this past week, and their baby started crying and their dog started barking. It was pretty funny. I was like, he goes, I need to step aside for a moment and close my door. I'm like, you didn't have your door closed before? And then it was like the dog. It was sort of ironic. It's the world now.
It's the way it is. Yeah, for sure. Another trend that's, if you've been listening to us, we've been talking about it for a long time, which is the millennial buyers. And in 2021, it definitely millennials, that generation, that cohort has dominated 2021 and is probably going to dominate it even more in 2022 as home buyers.
There's 72 million in that category. They're obviously a huge segment of who's ready to buy a house. And I believe that the average income of the millennial cohort right now is about $88,000 a year, probably in their joint between two people working together to be able to be in a position to buy a house. And that's awesome. We expect a lot of them to be buying in 2022, just like they were this year.
Yeah, no, for sure. One thing that I saw that I thought was interesting, and I've seen this in a few different places, is that the new construction, we keep saying, we need more houses, keep building. But there are a lot of projections that the amount of new homes being built is going to stay pretty stagnant, that it's not like we're going to suddenly have this building boom like we had in 2004 and 5, right? there's just so many constraints on building right now, from availability of lots, availability of materials, availability of labor, cost of all of those things have gone up, and so there's a certain point where a buyer just says, no, I can't spend $500,000 on a basic, entry-level home, right?
Or I can't wait 14 months or some unknown date for that house to be built.
So yeah, there's some projections that the new construction, single-family home construction is going to stall a little bit, but there's also projections that multifamily is going to boom a little bit because of the need for just housing. We just don't have enough in this whole country. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. And then the last thing that I was thinking about is there's going to be coming out a lot of different creative, I want to say creative, but financing ways to purchase homes that aren't the traditional. How do I want to say this? There's going to be ways to help people buy homes and sell homes that have never existed before. And so what I mean by that is if somebody, Tracy, you and I were just at that conference here a few weeks ago that's all the venture capital people in the real estate world that come together and talk about all this tech in both property technology as well as financial technology in the mortgage world. And there's a ton of innovation going on there. And I know as soon as you start saying creative financing for real estate, people cringe because they think about, what happened back in the day with the subprime and all that, right? But there's these solutions out there where somebody can hire a company to buy their home, before they sell their home. So when they go to buy the next home, they're a cash buyer.
Right.
That's just one solution. There's a bunch of different products out there for these kind of bridge loan products, right? To allow, again, somebody to buy and sell and have some sort of financing in place. That is booming right now. We're going to see more and more of that. The other thing is the government, and if I follow all these stories that related to real estate. Federal government is doing a lot of stuff. They realize that there is a quote, air quote, housing crisis. We don't have enough homes. Homes prices are going up faster than is logical. And so there's going to be programs coming out to help first-time home buyers, minority home buyers, helping, maybe distressed neighborhoods to bring those neighborhoods up. There's a lot coming, not just from the private sector and venture capital, but also expect some stuff from federal government for housing programs.
So there it is.
There's my projections, or our projections, and all the experts that we follow.
Right.
Projections
for
real estate in 2022, Tracy.